Is this the end for Bitcoin, or are we going to be able to recover higher? We have ended up seeing quite a large, substantial rejection actually coming off that 21.7k level, which, if you were watching me, you would know that I wasn't actually expecting. This actually caught me off guard because one of the key things I was looking at was all of the support areas we had on the market, right? We had some really nice EMA support right here. We had some beautiful Ichimoku support in the very same range, but we've failed all of them, and that's not even the bad part. The bad part here is the dollar is ripping up, ladies and gents. I mean, just a few minutes ago, this candle looked like it was setting brand new highs for the day. Take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame. Take a look at this on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame. The dollar has gone parabolic, ladies and gents, and not only has that happened, but I was just watching the S&P 500 open today. Today is, of course, a Monday, so this is a brand new trading week. The S&P 500 has gapped down at the beginning of this trading week again, potentially giving us a hint as to how bearish the market feels, kind of out of nowhere, because we were doing pretty well, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But the fact is, ladies and gents, the S&P 500 is at resistance. We were looking at this potential bullish pattern right here that does usually indicate a bullish breakout, but it looks like we are, for now, getting a rejection at this resistance level. Obviously, this doesn't mean that we can't mount another attack and then potentially break higher, and again, I'm going to talk about all of that in just a minute, so bear with me, stay patient with me here in this YouTube video as I go through all of this absolutely essential information. And if you are excited for this one, do me a favor and just smash up the likes on this video. Make sure you are subscribed as well if you haven't done so already. Taking a closer look at Bitcoin. Actually, we can't even do that yet. We got to stay on things like the dollar. I do feel, as I've been saying for a while, that if the dollar is going to be rising higher as it has, I mean, look at this on the hourly time frame. This is just ridiculous. This cannot keep going on like this. Then of course we are potentially looking at quite a turbulent market environment. And take a look at the euro against the dollar. I usually don't look at stuff like this, but I have to do it today. If we look at the OHLC and specifically focus our attention on the low of today, the euro against the dollar fell down to to buy €1, you'd have to spend $1 and 0.6 of 1 cent. So just over half of a cent on top of $1 to buy €1. And to put this in perspective, previously you would have had to spend, let's say at the beginning of this year, you would have had to spend $1.13 to buy €1. At the beginning of 2021, you would have had to spend $1.22. So things really tanking right here. This has only happened once before, as far as I know, where the euro actually ended up falling below the dollar in terms of price, and that was basically the dot-com bubble that stretched between 1999 and 2002. So that was it was quite significant, and actually, interestingly, from the low that it set to the high, take a look at this. Bam, the euro actually nearly doubled within those next 6 to 7 years, which I thought was very interesting. But we're at quite a quite a moment in the market. And one of the things that I think, again, just before I get to Bitcoin, because this stuff is more important, this is what's moving Bitcoin right now, there's no doubt about it, is that if the euro is at this $1 area, I have to expect some psychological support. I mean, it's just been a straight sell-off into this range, and I just would be surprised if we didn't get some sort of reaction, but we're talking about Forex, guys. This isn't Bitcoin. This isn't a fucking shit coin. This is the euro. This is a big currency. I have to expect some sort of pullback, even if this downtrend continues. Unfortunately, when this happened in 1999, we didn't actually get a pullback. Well, we did, but I don't know if I want to be fair, even if we got this now, that would be enough, but it was only a 7% move up, although it did take 100 days. This stuff moves slowly, and then the euro ended up slipping down below this key level. The pound, also one of the other currencies that make up the basket of currencies that is the dollar index, also at quite a critical level. I think a little bit better than the euro, purely because there is at least some technical support at this range, stretching between $1.18 to $1.20, which is where the pound is right now. So the reason I'm showing you this is to potentially show you that, look, the dollar index chart itself is showing no signs of slowing down. To me, it's not showing any signs of slowing down. It's pretty much broken all of its resistance levels. Which, yeah, I mean, if you're just looking at this alone, then of course this is going to be, quite bullish to you. But if you look at the other things that actually make the dollar index, the smaller components, I have some reason to believe that, the dollar is not going to keep gaining strength like this, at least in the immediate term. And I have to expect that that's going to be good for Bitcoin. While everybody is losing their shit again, I have to expect that these are bullish factors for Bitcoin. And bottom line, if we take a look at actually a slightly different chart that I have for you guys with Bitcoin, with this line right here, we are still playing with some of these potentially quite bullish patterns. Okay, I was talking about this with Ethereum as well. Take a look at this. Ethereum's just basically falling down to its level right here. We have been, I think, talking about this inside of VIP. I'm not actually totally sure though. And this is something which could potentially give us some bounces. I mean, I'm just watching sentiment sour quite a lot, reading on the Fear and Greed Index yesterday, 24, now 22, but obviously that reading was taken about 14 hours ago, so it's probably going to be substantially lower by the time we get an update on this number, especially if we keep these lows that we've just punched in this market. I think that because of that, we haven't actually lost hope. I'm still, the factors that I was outlining before are still very much at play. If we just take a look at this Bitcoin chart in a vacuum right here, the fact of the matter is, ladies and gents, we have been seeing more bullish energy in this market. Okay, whereas previously we immediately dumped down when we hit this 21.7k level. The next time we were actually slightly slower to sell off, and the time after that we were very slow. I mean, it took a series of days for this dump to even really initiate, and that's a very, very good sign. And it's because of this. It's before this dump happened, we were actually in a really, really good place. The market was looking very healthy to me. It was the most typical bullish pattern that Bitcoin can possibly produce, which is what gave me all of those little bits of confidence. I actually even entered a long position, which I shared with VIPs. You guys know the deal. This is where I share every single trade that I make. And guess what? I don't make money all the time. This one, I ended up losing 16%. So pretty controlled loss. And I did mention that it is, at first, I did mention that this is a higher risk trade for me. So, losing 16% is totally cool. This is the cost of doing business as far as I'm concerned. But I do want to let you guys know about that, obviously, just to be transparent, just part of the game. The thing is it did just sour, and the problem that I do see with Bitcoin, and I don't know if this is going to continue, is, again, we have just been plunging right through support levels. I mean, one of the big reasons I entered that long position was because I anticipated support from this support level, but we didn't get anything. We didn't really, I guess you could say from the bottom of this support, we got a 1.5% bounce, really. It's no big deal. And it was the same for the EMA ribbon. If you take a look at where this support level bottoms out, and then you move us onto the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour time frame, it was basically at the very same price level that this EMA ribbon was potentially going to offer some support to Bitcoin. But even then, we didn't get a bounce right here. And I think this is especially poetic because we have been looking at the 1-day EMA ribbon, and this has now conclusively rejected the market yet again. Actually, quite similar to how we did last time. We only managed to penetrate 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. We didn't really even penetrate the 4th line on that previous occasion, and we're in a similar situation right now where we only penetrated the first 3 lines of this EMA ribbon, and we are now potentially seeing quite a clear rejection. So again, a lot of reasons to be bearish, and the thing is when we're kind of stuck between this 20 to 22k range, and depending on where we are in this range, if we're in the bottom half or the top half, sentiment seems to flip completely. And it's almost like we've got, here's one of my bad analogies, you got one of these seesaws, right? You guys know what a seesaw is, right? I don't know, maybe this is a very British word, so I need to show you a picture. You got one of these, and basically on the they're basically nearly equally weighted, but if we are below 21,000, the girl has a little bit more weight, and if we're above 21,000, the guy has a little bit more weight, and that's just how it's like. It's very delicate. This equilibrium just flips totally based on very small things, which again, just as a trading environment, makes this super, super lucrative. You guys know the deal. I did mention Margex to you guys a little bit back. This is one of the exchanges that actually reached out to me, but I've heard quite a lot of good stuff about them, so I wanted to bring this to your attention. I've already spoken about them before, but one of the things that I want to highlight for you guys is their unique MP Shield system. This is actually what sets Margex apart from other exchanges for the most part, and the main thing here about how the MP Shield works and what it is basically the price that you trade with on Margex is not actually Margex's price, and that is what makes it valuable. When you've got exchanges like Bybit, BitMEX, and so on, you are trading based off that exchange's price, which is a good and a bad thing. In my opinion, it's usually actually a bad thing because leverage exchanges move really in very crazy ways sometimes. This MP Shield system gives you some protection from that. It's not perfect, and they're not even totally clear about how it works, but the main thing that actually they are very clear about is that the Margex price is dependent on the combined liquidity, which means the combined price of 12 plus different providers. So they don't tell us the providers. I wish they would. I probed them for it. They didn't tell me. But the fact that this is independent from Margex in the first place is a very, very big plus. It might not actually be totally independent. Again, I just don't know. But it's not Margex's price itself, and that's the valuable part, which actually gives you some insulation from very, very crazy price actions. So, if that's something if that's a problem you know about, if that's something that you've already known about, Margex is definitely for you. Check them out with a link in the description. You're going to get a little bonus as well when you sign up using my link on the trading fees, depending on your first deposit as well. So definitely well worth doing that. Just moving us back to the markets though, we are seeing a little bit of a bleed off in altcoins, not too much actually. Let's take a look at what CoinMarketCap is saying. I just want to compare Bitcoin's losses to the rest of the market. Bitcoin down by about 0.87, XRP and the like all down by a good chunk more than that. Close to 2% for a lot of these coins. It's not a crazy loss. It's absolutely nothing, it's nothing concerning whatsoever. And the main thing, like I said, is, we are still in bullish formations. We are still in a pattern of setting higher highs and higher lows. The market can't take that away from us yet. We have to lose a few more support levels before, we're not able to say that anymore. And, each of these things, they are, to me, painting, quite an optimistic picture. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. If the market does keep dipping down just a little bit more, I think I'm still going to be happy with that. I don't think I'm going to be too concerned, even though, like I said, there are a good number of reasons to be worried about the market right now. That's always what happens when we've actively been trending low and we're potentially getting ready to sweep some lows. You guys know me. I try to stay pretty independent from that. I like to be, like all the hype, all the fear is here, and I'm standing right here. I don't really want to be involved in that stuff, but I certainly want to watch it, and I want to be aware of what's going on, and so I am watching these markets like a hawk, like a little shark, like a big shark actually, and trying to position myself accordingly. And of course, all of those updates will go inside of VIP with the first link in the description down below. It's days like this when I lose money. Like I said, I suffered a small 16% loss, which actually in the long run makes VIP so valuable, because a lot of people, when they lose money in a trade, they start doing other things immediately afterwards, or potentially even a little bit afterwards. Some people are a little bit more controlled with their bad decisions. They start doing things immediately or somewhat afterwards that screw them even harder. And I'd like to think that is something you never see from me. How you handle losses and how you handle wins are very, very big parts of who you are as a trader. You can have exceptional performance in the markets for 2 months, and then you can fuck it all up in 1 week. It's a lot easier to lose money than it is to make money. And when you are losing money, when you have potentially taken a hit in the market, it's very easy to get tilted and lose your stability and so on. These are all things which VIPs are able to see, which is just a total other 4th, 5th, 6th fucking dimension to trading that most people just absolutely miss out on. So if you really want to see what real trading looks like, none of this hyped up stuff. I mean, this is very methodical. This is very carefully selected stuff. Then yeah, here's the steps on screen right here. First link in the description down below, at 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 send message to ask me how to join up. With that, I am going to be getting going. I have another video planned for you guys later on today though, so just make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you got the bell checked as well, because obviously you don't want to be missing out on this content when it comes, because it's very time sensitive. The next video I'm going to try and make a little bit more macro focused, so that is going to be interesting. Also, I do have some stuff to talk to you guys about with regards to Ethereum, much the same as Bitcoin, but you know, I will save that for when it comes. And one other video, a very, very interesting one, very bearish one. As you know, my job here is to explore the bullish side and explore the bearish side, bring them together and make my own conclusions, and of course you make your own conclusions as well. So you know, that's one of the things I'll be doing in these one of these next upcoming videos. So again, just make sure you are subscribed for all of that. You know what to do. Check out Margex if you want to be able to enjoy their MP shield system. You know, I've heard very, very good things about these guys. Can't say I've used them very much, but they do seem to be pretty good. And with the MP shield system, I have a friend that's been using them for a long time. He absolutely loves it. He swears by it. He doesn't even use Bybit, which is a bit of a shock to me. VIP steps are on screen. You already know the deal. Smash up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell, and I'll see you all later today. Bye-bye.